I've been a master my whole entire life since I've been a baby. This is the worst moment in the history of my life. This is ridiculous. This is crazy, man. We went to the NBA Finals. Why are we trading the best player, the franchise player?
Drop your
How are we
dot,
trading the franchise player?
Lace
We went to the
front
NBA
fucked
Finals.
up. You shoulda
He's
wore
supposed
your
to have
bunny.
a statue. He's supposed to have a statue. Dirk got a statue right there. It's supposed to be Luka right there.
Running from
Why we don't got a statue for Luka? This new management is putting profit over fans.
running from me.
Profit over fans. Feel me? They're not worried about the fans. They don't care. Now we've invested 7 years of it believing in Luka, but believing in building a team around Luka. They don't care about that. They just want to make the gambling money, make a couple $100 million, and leave us stuck out here. You know, now we're back to square one. We're back to square zero. You feel me? It's ridiculous. Luka filled that stadium. Who gonna fill it now? Who gonna fill that stadium now?
Running from me. Running. Running from me. Running.
Shut your bitch ass up!
We would look at you and break you down where you were weak, and then we would attack you, right? And so that's what the Lakers going to have to deal with once the playoff, because we saw it against Boston. Boston looked up and said, okay, I'm going to put Luka in the pick and roll. Every time.
Yeah.
And then Tatum had him saying, uh-oh, you on me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to just go by past you or pull up for my jump shot,
Running
because he
from
knew he could just beat him off the dribble. They did the same thing to Austin Reeves. So the two dudes they wanted to attack was Luka and Austin Reeves off the dribble.
Running
So
from me.
Jaylen Brown said, oh, my turn. You had a big first half.
Right, my turn now.
My turn now. And that's how they beat the Lakers.
I already know it's running from me.
So yeah, folks. Yeah, man, we're back, man. We are back, folks. We are most definitely back, man. And yeah, man, obviously, you know, we got to pick the conversation up again, man. Something I was thinking about. You know, I watched this dude's video a little bit earlier. He goes by the name of, I think it's Flight Mike, if I'm not mistaken. You guys probably know the channel. He's got a pretty big channel. Another one of these nerds, you know, making content, pretending like he knows basketball. So yeah, I watched his little shitty video, and, you know, essentially, folks, he basically, at the end of the video, pretty much was saying how the Lakers need to re-sign Aston and go get Robert Williams from Portland and Quentin Grimes. Okay, that's what he said the Lakers need to do this summer, right? Because you guys know Luka says that he wants an A-list center. I say, yeah, Luka's leaving the Lakers. Yeah, he's leaving the Lakers, chat. It's over. You know, Rob Pelinka, like I said, you know, you guys didn't think this all the way through. You know, Faker fans, y'all think Luka's heart is in LA. Luka doesn't give a shit. You know, and this is going to be you guys' karma for shitting on LeBron James. It's going to be your karma. You're going to lose Luka. He's going to walk. He's only got 2 more years, folks. You think he's going to continue to stay here without winning a championship? When his backup, Jalen Brunson, just won a championship? Just had the parade in New York City the other day? You think Luka's going to stay here with you guys and keep losing? Well, he's going to lose no matter where he goes. But you think he wants to stay here and lose? And have to deal with cats like me? Who's going to be on his ass every single game, every single show? You guys think he's going to stay here for that? Nah. He's going to go back to a small market like Dallas, where they love him. Right? You guys just saw the clip of the fanboys that I just played, folks. They love him over there in Dallas. Even though the only reason he ever had success was because of the blacks. You know? The only reason he ever had success was because of the blacks. Jalen Brunson and Kyrie Irving. So that's really what I want to kind of talk about, right? I want to talk about the options that the Lakers have this summer, which they don't have many options. I'm getting sick and tired every day of talking about Walker Kessler, who's a restricted free agent. You're not getting a restricted free agent. You're not getting Jalen Duren. You're not getting Walker Kessler. So I don't even know why we're talking about those guys, right? We have to talk about realistic players the Lakers can acquire. And then we have to ask ourselves, does this player make the Lakers a title contender? Because we all know the Lakers aren't in championship contention right now. They're just simply not. They're not good enough. So who is out on the market? Who is going to become available for the Lakers to acquire, right, to appease Luka? Because you guys have anointed him, you know, the chosen one. And folks, the clock is ticking. Because in another couple of years, everybody's going to realize, wait a second, this dude isn't shit. And Luka knows that. See, I've told you guys this before. Luka's a scam artist. He's a fraudster. He's a Ukrainian mob boss. That's what he is. And what he's done is he's done an amazing psyop on his fanboys. He's done an amazing psyop to the point where he has y'all believing he's really like that. See, he wants us to believe he's on the Michael Jordan, he's on the LeBron, the Kobe Bryant level. He wants us to believe he can be the best player that leads you to a championship. And he's more like a James Harden. He's more like a Carmelo Anthony. That's really what he's like. Folks, once you get to about 10, 11 years in the NBA, that's about it. Your days as a number one option are almost up, right? How long was Carmelo Anthony a number one option before we realized he's never winning a ring? Let's keep it a buck. How many years, folks? I mean, even his last couple of years in New York, we knew he wasn't winning. I'm going to be honest. I would say like 2013 was probably his best chance to win a championship. Carmelo, 2013, that year, when they had Jason Kidd and Tyson Chandler and JR and Shump. That was probably their best year, 2013. And I think they lost in the first round that year. After that, nobody really thought Melo was going to go win a championship. And he played many years after that. Nobody ever thought after that, right, he was going to go lead a team to a title. So think about it. Melo came in the league at what year? 2003, right? So 2013 was his last realistic chance to win a title. That's 10 years, right? Folks, how many years has Luka been in the NBA? He's going on his 9th campaign. Folks, the clock is ticking, right? And he don't have that much time left. For the Faker fans that think, oh, we got Luka for 10 years. Dude, it's already 2 years down. It's been 2 years just like that. 2 years in the blink of an eye. I remember when we traded for him. That was 2 years ago. That was 2 seasons ago, folks. So, like I said, man, that's what I want to discuss, folks. And yeah, man. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. You said clickbait title? Okay. I mean, I would say this is the truth. You know, the Lakers don't have any assets. So I would say this is the truth. So I don't know what you're talking about, clickbait. You know, I don't need to clickbait you, dude. You're one viewer. You know, if you come or go, it's not going to change anything for me. You know, so if you feel clickbaited, you can just click off. You know what I mean? And we're gonna go ahead and proceed with the show. So if I did clickbait you, go ahead and click off. I don't need your click, dude. But yeah, folks. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. Shout out to Kitschy. We got Ricky Life. What's going on, clown? Shout out to King J. What's going on, man? We got Banco. We got J Dixon. We got BJ. We got Victor. We got I Hate Y'all. Daniel Barry. We got PJ's Big Dog. I think I already said you. Shout out to Unforgiven Sounds. What's going on, man? Shout out to Too Cool Rod. Nigga talking about I'm trying to clickbait him. Nigga, fuck you. The fuck are you talking about? Shout out to J Lux. We got Damon. Clickbait. Nigga, clickbait these nuts, nigga. The fuck is you talking about? Clickbait. Nigga, clickbait these black balls, nigga. Anybody gotta clickbait your stupid ass, nigga? You was gonna click the video anyway, dumb fuck. So, like I said, chat. I want to show you guys, right? Because Luka says he wants a center. Okay? And Laker fans keep wishing upon a star. They think they're going to go get Walker Kessler, right? They think they're going to go get, Jalen Duren. It's not going to happen. Okay? It's not going to happen, folks. So let's look at all the available centers that the Lakers can realistically get. Okay? Now, Isaiah Hartenstein, right? Realistically, he's got a team option. Maybe you can get him. Does he put you in championship contention? No. He just doesn't. And you want to know how I know he doesn't? Because he left the New York Knicks, right? And they won a championship without him. They won a championship without him. Now, I know the Thunder won a championship with him, but I don't believe he's the reason they won. I think you can swap him out and you can still win. Now with who? I mean, that's up for debate. Could they win with DeAndre Ayton? I think so. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just keeping it a buck with you guys. If we were to swap out Hartenstein and put DA on that team, I still think they can win with DA. SGA, Jalen Williams, Chet, Lou Dort and DA. I still think they can win with DA. Right? To me, he's not a consequential player. He's a good role player. He's a good piece. But is he worth $30 million a season? No way. That's an overpay, in my opinion. He's not worth $30 million. Not to me. If I'm a GM, I'm sorry. No. There's 1,000 niggas in college that are 7 feet that could do what he does. I wouldn't pay him $30 million a season. But that's just me. But once again, you're probably not getting him because, he's got a team option. So it depends on what OKC does. If they, pick up this option, then he's obviously going to stay. But if they let him go, it's possible the Lakers could get him. But once again, does he put you, in championship contention? Is this the A-list center that Luka is fiending for? I would say no. This is not an A-list center. Isaiah Hartenstein, to me, would be a D-list center. He's not an A-list center. An A-list center is like the Joker or Anthony Davis. That's A-list, right? B-list, you can go Karl Anthony Towns. You can go, who else? Who's a B-list? I don't know. C-list, you can go Embiid or something, right? And then, level D, you could put Hardenstein on D level. He's not an A-list center. He's D. He's a D-list center. Yeah. So, probably not going to get him anyway. Vucevic is trash. You know, I've seen Vucevic play many a times. He's garbage, man. He's dog shit. So, yeah, if Laker fans think he's going to, you know, do anything, no. I'd probably rather keep DeAndre Ayton than get Vucevic. I don't like his game at all. I don't like him at all. You know, and he's 36, so no. He's not going to put you over the top. Yusuf Nurkic, what are we talking about? Zach Collins, get the fuck out of here. You know, Mitchell Robinson, you got to be fucking kidding me if you think Mitchell Robinson, I mean, you're fucking stupid if you think Mitchell Robinson is a A-list center. I mean, I think Mitchell Robinson had one impactful play in the finals. He had one offensive rebound late in a game versus the Knicks, or versus the Spurs. He had one impactful rebound. Mitchell Robinson sucks. Like, genuinely, can't shoot free throws. Like, he's dog shit. Like, genuinely. Not even trying to be funny. You're better off with DeAndre Ayton. I be seeing niggas on Twitter talk about Mitchell Robinson. I'm like, yo, you niggas are insane. He's actually garbage. Robert Williams, Time Lord. You know, he's a good lob threat. You know, to me, too many injury concerns. You know, very good defender. Has been to an NBA Finals, so he does have some experience. He went to the finals with the Celtics. Would I put him as an A-list center? No. No. You know, I mean, would he be that much of an upgrade over like a Jackson Hayes? No. Not to me. I mean, if Jackson Hayes is a 4 on a scale of 1 through 10, Robert Williams may be a 5 or a 6. I mean, he might be a slight upgrade to Jackson Hayes, but he's a backup center. He's not a starting caliber center, not to me. He's not a, you know, he's not a starting caliber center. Nah. I'm not seeing it. Chat. I don't trust he can stay healthy. Yeah, nah. I don't think you're winning with him, if I'm being honest with you. I don't see it. Nah. I'm not going. You know, he'd be a nice backup. I'll take him as, you know, if he's DA's backup, I love that. You know, would I want to replace DA for him? Probably not. I'm being honest with you. Shout out to the Drip Shop.
Running from me. Running from me.
LeBron fans.
You said Luka basically saying he needs the Joker. Yeah, exactly. Pretty much. Shout out to you. So yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people talk about Robert Williams. Like I said, he's a solid backup. You said Time Lord is a backup big now due to injuries. Yeah, he's a solid backup. But yeah, you know, are you gonna put him in your starting lineup and think you're gonna go beat the Thunder or the Spurs? No, that's not realistic. He's not that good. Mo Wagner, yeah, you're trolling. Like I said, he's a backup. You know, he's a good player. I like him in Orlando. He was a Laker. I remember him. But no, I'm cool on Mo Wagner. Brooke Lopez, I mean, that's a joke. We already have DA. Kevon Looney, it's a clown show. Day'Ron Sharp, fuck no. Al Horford, that's a joke. Nick Richards, no. Andre Drummond is washed. And then that's it. You know? Then you're talking about Kevin Love. Okay, he's washed as fuck. Dwight Powell is washed. Bismack Biyombo shouldn't be in the NBA. DeAndre Jordan, I don't know how he's still even in the NBA. We already have Jackson Hayes, Thomas Bryant, that's a joke. Drew Eubanks, that's a joke. Jock Landale. Okay, so now we're just trolling, right? So, Laker fans, now you guys see, right? There is nobody for you guys to acquire. Okay? There is no championship center for Luka. There is no A-list center for Luka. It's fries. So, once again, this is why I titled the show Luka Doncic is leaving. Right? Because who are you going to go get? Who are you going to go get? Here's what I want Laker fans to explain to me. How are you going to build a championship roster so that he stays? What assets do you have? Let's talk assets, Faker fans. Can somebody explain to me the Lakers' assets? What assets do they have? Some shitty 25th pick? Yeah. Realistically, what assets do you have? You're going to need about at least to build a team around Luka, right? And I'm thinking in a post-LeBron world, right? To build a team around Luka, you're going to need a solid 1B who can sometimes be a 1A. So you're pretty much going to need a franchise player, right? Now, he has that in LeBron. But once again, I'm talking about in a post-LeBron world. But let's just say he has LeBron for the near future, right? Okay, cool. So you got that. You got your 1A on some nights. You know, your 1B can take over if you're injured player. You have that. Okay? You got your Jalen, your Kyrie, and your LeBron. You have that. Now you're going to need 2 perimeter defenders. You're going to need 2 of those guys. Okay? Now, I believe the Lakers do have those guys. I do. That's the crazy part. The only problem is they don't play them like that. So the first guy is actually Marcus Smart. I think Marcus Smart is a championship piece. Now, he hasn't won a championship yet, but I do think he can be a piece that you can win a championship with. So you got him. The other guy, you actually have him as well, but you don't play him. And his name is Jarred Vanderbilt. But y'all don't play Vando. And you actually are going to get rid of Vando according to what I'm hearing, which makes absolutely no sense to me. I mean, one of your most valuable assets defensively, you guys want to get rid of it. I don't care what y'all say about Vando offensively. Defensively, he's elite at what he does. Picking up guys 94 feet, the rebounding, the defense he provides, he's elite at that. And you guys don't play him. So you're going to need somebody to replace that. And you how are you going to get that? How are you going to get that? Right? So cool. You need one extra 3-and-D guy, right? You got Luka, you got LeBron, you got Marcus Smart. Y'all don't want Vando, so you got to replace him. You need another 3-and-D guy who's preferably young and can stretch the floor and make threes. Those guys are at a premium. Those guys are locked up. We're talking Jaden McDaniels. We're talking Peyton Watson, according to y'all. You know, we're talking OG Anunoby. Those guys are all locked up. So how are you getting that guy? How are you getting that player? That amazing 3-and-D player that the Lakers desperately need. How are you getting that player? There aren't that many of them. That type of player is damn near just as valuable as really any other position. OG Anunoby, you could make the argument he was damn near just as valuable as Jalen Brunson. Because he plays both sides of the ball. So yeah, Jalen Brunson is better offensively, but OG closes the gap because of his defense. He can close that gap and close, you know, He can close that gap pretty much, basically, to where he can almost be just as valuable to the Knicks as Jalen Brunson. It's the reason he got a bag. He's very valuable. How many OG Anunobis are there in the NBA? It's not that many of them. It's not that many. I just gave you a couple of them that I know off the top of my head. Right? We're talking OG. We're talking Jaden McDaniels. And who else? Exactly. So you need your OG Anunoby. How are you going to get him? Who is he? What team does he play for? You need him. You don't have him. Now let's get to your center spot. I personally don't believe the center spot is that important. If I'm being honest with you guys, I don't believe the center spot is all that important. I really don't. You know, Derek Lively, Luka went to the finals with Derek Lively. Derek Lively ain't all that. He's okay. You can make the argument DeAndre Ayton is better. Offensively, he is better. You know, I would say Derek Lively's probably a little bit better defender, rim protector. But offensively, DeAndre Ayton is better than him.
Running from me. Running from me.
Chat. We got Sassy Libra 13 in the chat. The phone lines are open, sis.
Running from me. Running.
Please don't tell me that was you saying the 96 Sonics.
Running
This is
from
what
me.
you got to realize, Ju.
Running.
It's very easy to out-debate locker room. It's not very challenging whatsoever.
Drop the
The
low,
fact that you
I'm
let
coming.
locker room out-wit you and out-debate you, it says a
already
lot.
know
We're not
it's
talking about
running from
a very
me.
high-level basketball mind, and you got outwitted by the locker room.
Listen, Sassy Libra, okay? A lot of you chicks come to my channel and you think that because you're a girl, you can't get this work. I don't give a fuck. You niggas can get this work, and you hoes can get this work. Everybody gets this work over here. So if you have a disagreement with anything that I'm saying right now, you're more than welcome to tap the link and get this work. Now, like I said, before we got rudely interrupted by Sassy Libra 13, I don't believe the center position is as valuable as you guys want to make it out to be. We saw DeAndre Ayton literally outplay an all-star in the first round of the playoffs, Alperen Sengun, Alpi. And what's funny to me is how none of you guys bring that up. None of you guys bring it up. I saw it. DeAndre Ayton outplayed him. And I told you guys he would at least play him to a draw. I told y'all going into the series he would play him to a draw. To his credit, he actually outplayed him. So this notion that DeAndre Ayton is ass and he's not serviceable, it's really bullshit, if I'm being honest with you guys. All right, we got some action. Okay. What's going on? Who is this?
What's going on? This is Tyrell.
Tyrell, where you from, man?
Originally from East Orlando, but I'm in Jersey right now.
Tyrell from Jersey. Okay, Tyrell, what's going on, man? What do you got on the topic, dude? Do you agree with what I'm saying or what?
100%. 100%. I think that and me myself, I'm like you, brother. I'm a LeBron fan.
Okay.
LeBron fans.
Most def. But for the Lakers, it's looking like fries right now, straight up. The center position. Personally, I thought they never should have started Ayton. You know, I think they should have started Hayes in that series, and that they would have been better off like that. They need a lob threat for for Bron and Luka.
Yeah.
So it's like, why are we going with Ayton? And then also, they had double bigs, and not one time did we put a fucking double big lineup.
And once again, not to cut you off, but this is what I'm saying. I think a lot of Laker fans, they're looking outward instead of looking in. So they're looking for a Herb Jones. They're looking for a new center. They're looking for all these things that you already have. You just don't utilize them. You don't play them. Exactly. So it's hard for me to think that Herb Jones is going to be this drastic upgrade from Jared Vanderbilt. They're literally the same player. They're both good defenders, not really all that great offensively. They're both left-handed. It's the same archetype of a player. But for whatever reason, y'all hate Vando, but y'all are so sold on Herb Jones. They want Walker Kessler so bad, he played 5 fucking games last year.
Walker Kessler, he's not going to be people. I don't understand how people don't see it, but he's not going to be effective on the Lakers.
Say that again.
You know, he's not going to be as effective on the Lakers. Like it's not the same team makeup.
Yeah, and it's also he's never played a meaningful game in his life.
Right.
You know, DeAndre Ayton's been.
Like imagine he's been to the finals, right?
DeAndre Ayton went to the finals and lost to Giannis Antetokounmpo, who most people believe is a Hall of Fame player. That's who he lost to. You know, they acting like he lost to like a bum. He lost to Giannis. If it wasn't for Devin Booker choking and him going up against Giannis Antetokounmpo, he'd be a champion. You know? I looked up his playoff record the other day. He's 31-24 in the playoffs. DeAndre Ayton. He's got a winning playoff record, 31-24. But people shit on the dude because what? He's black?
Yeah. He's just a scapegoat.
He's a scapegoat.
For, you know, I think just for the makeup of the Lakers, they should definitely just run the 2 centers back, re-sign Hayes, because nobody on that whole entire list is capable and has the skill, you know, capabilities that LeBron or Luka would need, with the exception of Hayes. On that whole entire list, Hayes is the only one that fits the mold that Luka is requesting.
I would say Robert Williams.
Injury prone, but he does.
That's the thing. He's injury prone too. So it's like you know how you just don't you taking a gamble with him. You know what I'm saying? And once again, even Robert Williams, I don't think he's a huge upgrade over Hayes. Skill
wise, no, he's. I would actually take Hayes over Robert Williams. I think Hayes is actually if he's involved in the offense, I think he's better offensively than Robert Williams.
Exactly. So it's like, for me, okay, if you were to make the argument Robert Williams is better than Hayes, I wouldn't fight you about it, but like, how much of an increase is he better? You know, if you're telling me, once again, if Jackson Hayes is a 4 and Robert Williams is a 5.5, that's not that much of an increase for the move to make a significant difference to me. Give me 1 second. Shout out to St. Matthew with the $10 super chat.
Run it from me. Run it from me.
LeBron fans.
We got Matthew, man. Shout out to Matthew. You said, imagine being Luka. You have no shooting guard or small forward, no bench production, and your first request is a center. Nico traded you for that A-list center you wanted so badly. LOL. No, Nico is the reason why Luka had the success that he had. You know? And now that you can see he doesn't have Nico anymore, that's why I got Nico on the screen. You know, now that Nico isn't there anymore, you know, now everybody's realizing just how hard it is to build around this dude. Now everybody sees. It's extremely difficult. You essentially have to put the perfect team together just for the dude to get his ass beat. It's like, bro, this is kind of exhausting and tiring. So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And people, it's crazy how people, treat all these up and coming, stars coming from college. Oh, he can be the next LeBron. LeBron carried so many teams so many players that where if they played on other teams, they wouldn't even be a factor. He carried so many players
Right.
to the finals.
He's still doing it.
He's still doing it.
Still doing it.
Still doing it. That's the difference with Bron. Luka has to have the perfect team. Bron just needs some motherfuckers that's just gonna just do something. Just do
Right.
something. Give me some type of production, some point production. I just need one person to give me some type of point production at some point in time, maybe over 20.
Yeah,
One
we got
person.
we got Sassy Libra in the chat. She says Ayton's confidence and dominance ain't there. Yeah, last year he played 72 games, more than Walker Kessler, that you guys are clamoring for. He averaged 13 points a game, 8 rebounds. I believe he had probably the second or third highest field goal percentage in the league last year as well. So once again, we saw him win a playoff series without Aston and Luka, and they want to act like we didn't just witness that, I love how y'all have selective memory. He literally outplayed Alperen Sengun. Let's look at what he shot from the field this year. He shot, 67% from the field, DeAndre Ayton. But yeah, you're right. He's just completely trash and garbage. No, I saw LeBron take him, Marcus Smart, Luke Kennard, Bronny, and I saw them win a playoff series. So, like I said, sis, you're probably getting your takes from Lakers Nation and the mayonnaise media. Fuck out of here with that dumb shit. We got 444. What's going on, man?
What's going on, Reg? What's going on, panel? I just want to add on the Ayton thing. One thing I want to say, though, is this. Once again, I don't think the team is motivated playing behind Aston. And I saw that in the Houston series. The very same thing that she's complaining about, we saw the complete opposite in the Houston series. So what that tells me is leadership. The leadership is also a major factor with this Lakers team. This team lacks leadership if Luka or Aston is at the top. Nobody wants to play for these guys. They're not going to say it. Their body language tells the story. Who would want to play behind some bums? Who wants to play behind individuals who don't play defense, who don't chase after balls, who don't do any of that? Nobody wants to play behind someone like that. And I think that that's the reason why at moments we see DA uninterested or not hustling enough as you would like. But then also he's doing multiple things when he got to cover up for bums like Aston. What happens when he got to be pulled up from the paint to give Aston a freaking pick, a screen so that he can get by his little defender or whatever? Like, nobody wants to play that type of game, man.
444.
Like, people want to be able to go ahead.
Not to cut you off because you're cooking right now.
No,
I'm
you're
gonna let you cook, but this is what I'm talking about when I say casual fans, right? Because they're not able to see things, in a different way. They're only able to see things for what they look like on the surface. That's why I was glad they didn't play going into that Rocket series, Luka and Aston. That's why I was excited, because I'm like, finally we can see what we actually have. Because when they're on the floor dominating the ball, I mean, you saw when Aston came back, Luke Kennard was rendered useless. We didn't see him in the OKC series like that for real, like how we were seeing him in the Rocket series. We didn't see Marcus Smart go for 21, 10 assists and 5 steals, and once Aston came back, he took the ball away from them, and he's minimizing his teammates. So that's why it's so funny to me how everybody's like, oh, well, Luka needs this and Luka needs that. It's like, okay, well, once you get those guys, is he going to share the ball? Are we going to play through those guys? Are we going to, let them show what they can do? Or are they coming just to be, his slave, Luka's slave. Because if they're coming just to be Luka's slave, it's going to be the same shit. It's going to be the same shit with DA. It's going to be the same shit with Vando. If you go get Herb Jones and Luka doesn't pass the ball, he going to be just as sorry as Vando.
Agreed.
But yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off though. 444. What were you saying?
No, you're good. You're good. Let Matthew go. I'm listening.
Running from me.
Please don't tell me that was you saying the 96 Sonics. This is what you got to realize, Jim. It's very easy to out-debate locker room. It's not very challenging whatsoever. The fact that you let locker room outwit you and out-debate you, it says a lot. We're not talking about a very high-level basketball mind, and you got outwitted by the locker room.
My bad, chat. I was on mute, man. Yeah, we got this clown in here, Sassy Libra. You said can't play like that. Play when you feel like it. LeBron popped out as soon as Luka got hurt, but where was he before Luka got hurt? Nowhere to be found. What the fuck are you talking about?
What the hell?
Genuinely. We got Boss Man Bino. Shout out to Boss Man Bino.
Running from me. Running from me.
LeBron fans.
Oh, my bad. I forgot. This nigga's a clown. I keep forgetting. I'm sorry, chat. My bad. Fuck Clown Man Bino in the chat. But yeah, his bitch ass came through with $5. So shout out to him. Thanks, pussy. He said if Luka leaves, it's because he don't want to play with LeBum James. Bron ain't been to the finals since 2018. Okay. Yeah.
Don't they get tired of these same old narratives, man? God, yo. God, yo, like, how long? Like, I imagine these guys being 60 and 70 saying the same shit, man. Get over it, man. God, they got some trauma, man. Jesus.
He's probably a Kobe fan. You know, Bron put belt to ass, so them Kobe fans be mad.
Damn.
Yeah, Kobe fans are we got Banco. He said get women back in the kitchen. That's crazy. Oh man. Nah, it is funny. I don't know if you remember 444 years ago. Cam Newton, he was asked a question by a reporter, and Cam Newton was like, man, it's just funny, you know, to hear females talk about routes. And yeah, that shit went viral, and he lost his endorsements. He lost his endorsements. He lost everything. But he was saying some real shit, because it is funny. You know, it is funny to me when I hear, you know, these chicks trying to talk basketball. That shit's actually funny to me. Yeah, it's funny. It's actually comedy. So yeah, Sassy Libra, like I said, I don't think we're gonna be a fit here, sis. I'm gonna be honest. You know, we might have to orchestrate a trade and send you to Jovan Booty or something. You know, we might have to facilitate a trade partner with you. Trade you to Lakers Nation. I don't think this is going to be the platform for you. He said, Cat not coming no time soon. Y'all playing fantasy basketball? Exactly. You said Lakers better not pay Aston. No $240 million. So here's my thing as well, 444. You know, obviously we're talking about building a team around Luka because he's only got 2 years left on his deal before he can opt out and you know, become a free agent, right? And really, 444, if we're really being honest, most guys request a trade with a year left on the contract. Think about it. Anthony Davis, he had a year left on his deal. He forced the Pelicans to trade him to the Lakers. Giannis, same thing. He's got a year left on his deal, doesn't want to sign again in Milwaukee, so now he's forcing a trade. So realistically, you can really force a trade with a year left on your deal. You can force that trade because you only got a year left. You know, so you can basically tell the team, hey, I don't intend to re-sign here. You know, so you guys might as well just trade me now and try to get something for me because, you know, if I make it to free agency, you're gonna lose me for nothing. You see what I'm saying? So realistically, we probably have one more year with Luka before he would have the leverage to request a trade, and there will be nothing the Lakers really could do with 1 year left on his deal. Because he can opt out. He got a player option on the last year of this 3-year contract. He's got a player option. So they said he can opt out in 2028. Well, that's 2 years away. So what happens if this summer the Lakers don't put together a championship roster and he gets clapped again in the first round? Theoretically, he could ask for a trade next year. We've seen it happen before.
That's true. Very good point.
So, yeah, the Lakers, like I said, you guys, and then here's the crazy part, 444. How the fuck you gonna build a championship roster with Aston a part of the mix? How is that gonna be possible? That's not even realistic to think you're gonna do something like that.
That's what makes some of these conversations about Aston so ridiculous because as long as they're not making it very clear that they listen, we don't want Aston, I'm like, how are they serious about doing anything? You know, like it just don't make sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we've seen it year after year after year. He's the weakest link. You know, now you got two of them. You got two weak links on the floor. And people are like, oh, we're just going to put some defenders around him. Dude, all they're going to do is just pick and roll y'all to death, get Luka and Aston on the switch, and just attack them. There's no way there's no way you can win with Aston. The only, and I'm being real, I'm being honest about this, because I know I troll a lot, and you know, obviously we do a show, we have to make things entertaining sometimes, but I'm being legitimately serious. The only way Luka would ever have a chance of winning a championship in LA is if you get rid of Aston. There's no scenario where you're going to keep Aston. I don't care how much money they give him. They could give him $60 million. You know, they could give him a 2-year, $60 million deal. If he remains a starter in the Lakers lineup and you have him and Luka, two defensive liabilities, there's no way you're ever going to win. It's not possible. I don't care who you can go get the best defenders in the world. It's not possible. We've seen it over and over and over again. You know? So that's really the only way. And I'm gonna be honest with you, 444. I don't think he likes Aston like that. I don't know if you see the way he kind of treats him in, you know, these interviews and stuff, like the way he kind of just, you know, shits on him. Like, I think deep down he knows he's not a Kyrie or a Brunson. You know?
Nah, for sure.
Luka knows that. You know what I mean? I think it's more so Aston trying to like butter Luka up and get on Luka's good side and be his friend, more so than it is Luka trying to be Aston's friend. You see what I'm saying?
I actually agree with you on that.
Yeah. Yeah, he's trying to butter him up so, he can stay on the team and get a deal. But I don't think Luka likes him like that. There's no way. Luka just came from the finals. He knows what a finals team looks like. That's why I think he didn't come back. Because he knew we realistically didn't have a chance. You see, okay, let me give you an example, right? You see Jalen Williams. He came back. Same hamstring injury. Why did he come back? Because he probably is like, yo, if I play, we can win. But Luka, he sat out. He's like, bro, there's no way we can win. We don't have a chance. So what's the point in even coming back?
That's real.
You see the difference? So, because another example, KD in the finals, 2019. They were down 3-1. But I personally believe if KD plays from the get-go, that's a sweep in the Warriors' favor. They would have swept Toronto if KD played. At best, it would have been at worst, it would have been a gentleman's sweep. But because he didn't play those first 4 games, Toronto was up in the series. He came back in Game 5. He tried to gut it out and play, and then he ends up tearing his Achilles in Game 5. But he played because he probably felt like, yo, if I play, we can win. But Luka, I don't believe Luka had any faith that we could win. Because think about it. The regular season, we lost 4 straight times to him. The last time we saw Luka was versus OKC, April the 2nd. where we lost by 43 points. We lost by damn near 50. We're not even competitive. So realistically, it didn't make sense for him to come back in that series, in all honesty. Now, Ashton, it made a little bit more sense because, once again, Luke Kennard was stealing his job. See, Luka was already locked up. He's already signed his deal, so he can sit out. It's okay. Ashton couldn't sit out. He's about to opt out his deal. He's trying to get new money. So he had to play, and basically take the ball out of Luke Kennard's hands because Luke Kennard was literally replacing him in real time. So, yeah, bro, the Lakers, like I said, there's no scenario where the Lakers are going to win a championship if they re-sign Ashton. And I don't care what the number is. They could give him a vet minimum contract. If he's in your starting lineup, there's no scenario he's going to win. You're never going to beat the Spurs, and then next year you're going to have a angry Wemby, 444. You're going to have an angry Wemby. You're going to have a motivated Thunder team, right? You're going to have Minnesota coming back. They're going to retool and get better. Denver's not going anywhere. They're going to re-sign Peyton Watson. They're going to retool and come back and make another run at it. So at the end of the day, and that's just the teams we know. What about the teams that we're not expecting to make a run? There's always teams that you don't expect to make a run that's going to make a run too. What about what if Dallas, what if they make a run? What if Utah make a run? You know what I'm saying? What if one of these other teams that we're not thinking about makes a run? Then what? See, y'all just thinking, oh, because we're the 4th seed, we're good. No, other teams are coming. Other teams are getting better. Y'all could barely deal with Cooper Flag this year in his rookie season. What you think Cooper Flag gonna be next year and the year after that? You think he's gonna be not making the playoffs? I doubt it.
Reg, what do you think of switching? So, what do you think about the Spurs trying to prepare to offer LeBron contract on offer?
I mean, I haven't heard anything about that.
So the Spurs are making some room. They're prepared to. I don't know how true that is, but they're preparing to make an offer.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about that.
They want him to mentor, obviously Wemby type stuff.
I mean, like I said, I couldn't see LeBron doing that. Just the way he's moved throughout his career. He's always went to teams that were like rebuilding. He's never just went to like that would be almost like a Kevin Durant move almost,
Really?
Yeah, that would be almost like a Kevin Durant move, like going to an already built team that, you know, I mean, they didn't win the finals like Golden State did. They lost. Well, actually, yeah, it would be like Kevin Durant because he went to the Warriors the year after they lost the finals. So
against who? Against Cleveland, right?
yeah, 2016.
Yep.
So that would be like a KD move, and I just don't see LeBron doing that. But hypothetically, if he were to go there, yeah, it would be great, honestly. But I don't see that happening.
I got you. I don't see how it would be a KD move because I mean KD lost. I mean Curry lost and then went and got KD. I mean they both were kind of. Well, I get what you're saying. I guess. I just think that they legitimately need the help. They need that veteran. That's what they're lacking, man. It's just I don't know. But I get it. I get what you're saying though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, you know, I've rode through San Antonio before. I haven't like explored the city, but I've rode through it. And I remember just looking outside the window, and I was like, yeah, I can see why Kawhi requested a trade from here. And the crazy part is I felt the same way. So in 2020, when the pandemic hit, I rode the bus from LA to Atlanta. So we rode through San Antonio. We had to stop there. And like I said, I remember looking out the window at the bus stop, and I was like, yo, this is where Kawhi plays at? Wow. Like, this is crazy. And then we rode through New Orleans. And I don't know if you've ever been to New Orleans, but, like, the Superdome is right next to the Smoothie King Center. And I remember riding, it was, like, gloomy outside. And I remember riding by the arena and the Superdome, and I was like, damn, I see why AD requested a trade. Like, it just looked depressing. You know what I mean? It really did. So I don't know. I can't imagine LeBron going from sunny Southern California, LA lifestyle to San Antonio. That would
you got a good point, yo.
Yeah.
My apologies. You just brought it home for me.
Yeah, that would be kind of crazy. That's a downgrade. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, you know, to me, I heard Kendrick Perkins say it earlier, 444. I'll actually run the clip again. You probably heard it on the show that we did earlier. Kendrick Perkins, I thought, made a good point when he said, you know, the Lakers need to prioritize, you know, LeBron James. You know, every channel that I go to, 444, they're always talking about paying Aston, you know, and I think the thing the Lakers need to do is to, I mean, if you're serious about making a run with Luka, because like I said, you only have a year or two left anyway to maximize this window before Luka's out. So people keep saying, oh, LeBron's 42, like he's too old. It's like, number one, he's more productive and better than Aston. And then number two, you only have a year or two to try to convince Luka that y'all are competent enough for him to stay. So to me, that's the biggest reason why you should pay LeBron James and let Aston walk. Let me run this clip though. Give me 1 second, 444.
Minnesota is still there. I wouldn't put the Lakers ahead of any one of those teams. The only thing I could see is them going revisit the relationship with Anthony Davis. I don't know what AD wants. I don't know what's going on with him and the Washington Wizards. But let me say this. If I'm the Lakers, though, I definitely can't invest all of my money into Luka and Austin Reeves as my franchise guys. I'm going to say this again. If the Lakers are trying to get to the promised land and trying to win another championship, Austin Reeves and Luka together cannot be your two best players to lead you to a championship. You cannot have two guys that are defensive liabilities that's leading the charge. I'm sorry. So, yeah, they got a lot of things to figure out. I'm glad to see his reports out there that they're somewhat prioritizing LeBron James a little bit because going into this offseason after they was swept by the Oklahoma City Thunder, I said that LeBron needs to be priority over Austin Reeves. LeBron is still more valuable to that franchise over Austin Reeves. And I believe Austin Reeves is a hell of a player. I really do. I just don't believe that he's a second option guy alongside Luka to get the Lakers to where they're trying to go.
Well, like I said, shout out to Kendrick Perkins, man. He's over there on, ESPN fighting the good fight. 444. He's fighting
man,
the good fight.
You're leading the charge, man. They listen to you, bro. It gets around, man.
You could tell. You could tell.
Yeah, this is your talking points, what you've been on. So it's making it the mainstream. That's what's up. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'm like I said, I'm just so tired of the Aston stuff. I want him to go.
I can tell you're exhausted.
Yeah. Oh my God. I just want him to go, man. I don't want to talk about him. I cannot. Remember how you couldn't wait till D-Lo got traded or something?
Boy.
You were like, man, after he gets traded, and it was what it was. Once he got traded, there was no more conversations about D-Lo.
No more.
No more. Just for shits and giggles, I don't mind revisiting Aston after he's on another team, seeing, get an update,
Where are they now?
Where are they now? Just for a shits and giggles episode, you know what I mean? I'm cool with that, but man.
Constant everyday Aston conversation. Yeah.
Oh,
it gets draining.
God.
Now, and imagine for me, where I have to do it, you know what I mean? You can just not call one day, you know what I mean? Imagine how draining it is for me, and I have to consistently talk about this bum over and over and over again. It's extremely draining, man. It's exhausting.
That's real.
So, yeah, like I said, man, shout out to Kendrick Perkins, man. He's over there fighting the good fight over on ESPN. Because everybody else from Brian Windhorst to all these guys, they keep talking about paying Aston. And it's just like, okay. To me, I think the Lakers, and this is actually a good conversation to have. We might do a show on this at a later date. But to me, 444, I think the Lakers are stuck between a rock and a hard place right now in this moment. Because you have to decide between either paying Aston or winning a championship with Luka. To me, if you pay Aston, you're basically saying, hey, Luka, this is the best we got for you. You're basically throwing in the white flag. You're throwing in the towel. If you sign Aston, you're conceding to Luka. Yeah, we can't. We're sorry. Sorry for trading for you, but we didn't really think this all the way through. There's really no way for us to build a competent, competitive roster around you. Other teams are just too good, I mean, think about the Knicks, right? 444, the champion right now. So they got Brunson in 22. After that, they got Josh Hart, I believe, next. I think after him was Mikal when they traded the picks from Brooklyn. And then I think they got Cat after the 24 run with Minnesota. Mm-hmm. That's when he went to New York that summer 24, if I'm not mistaken. So it took 4 years?
Yep.
3-4 years just for them to, and then OG too, when they traded for OG. Yep. I'm trying to think, when did they, let me see. When did the Knicks trade for OG? They traded for OG December 30, 2023.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, do people think 444 that you're gonna put this whole team together for Luka in one off season? It's not realistic.
They better trade Luka, man.
Exactly. That's what they should do. Just be like, hey, sorry for wasting your time. We don't want. We value we value you, we respect you, we don't want to waste your career. You know, we don't really think we can really put the team together that you're looking for. So where do you want to go? You know, just send him somewhere else. Because by the time, okay, he got here last year, right? 2025. So realistically, it might take him 4 to 5 years to get the pieces that they need. So 5 years from now, he's going to be what? 31? And then you're gonna have Wemby at fucking 26, 27. He'll be a fucking demigod then. Seriously, you can't even deal with Wemby at 22. Imagine Wemby at 27. Imagine Cooper Flag at 24. They're gonna be better players than him.
True.
So, like I said, this is going down a Carmelo Anthony trajectory. 444. It's going down a path of where I'm just not seeing realistically how Luka is gonna be able to win a championship. You know, like with the Spurs out there, Dylan Harper in his first season looked that good. I think that this is maybe why Nico gave up. Like, fuck, dude.
You think the Lakers gonna have to just really utilize the draft to kind of?
But see, the thing is they're always trying to compete, so they're never going to be able to get good draft picks. You know, maybe if they would have tanked this past season, maybe this 25th pick would have been the 5th or 6th pick, and they could get a good player. But they're always trying to win games, so the draft is basically going to be useless for them. That's what OKC did. They tanked. They traded for SGA in 2019, and then they were bad for like a few years. That's how they were able to get, you know, well, they got picks from the Clippers though. They got a lot of their picks and stuff, and you know, they got other picks from other teams that were unprotected, and then they were able to get good draft picks and all that. Drafted Jalen Williams, you know, drafted Chet, but you know, they were bad for a few years. It wasn't always sunshine and rainbows over there, like how it is now. They went through growing pains. Luka's pushing 30. Does he want to sit and struggle right now after his backup Jalen Brunson just won a championship? No, he wants to win right now. This is getting embarrassing for him.
No, that's true. That's true. This is interesting.
Right.
I'm curious to see how this is all gonna play out, man. Because you know teams are making moves, so we're gonna see, man.
Let me ask you, because I know you're getting restless. So let me ask you before you get up out of here. If you had to bet your life on it, is Luka winning a championship in LA?
No.
Why not?
Because ultimately he requires way too much, man. He's too limited. He is a great scorer, but even that is kind of shaky because he's just not always efficient, and his defense and his whining and the foul calls, and at any given moment, you know, that can be taken away. You know, who is Luka if he doesn't get the calls? You know, so he just requires way too much, man. It's too much. The bar is lowered for him to have success. And I don't think that the league is going to lower the bar just to please him when we have teams that are playing at a high level and the fans are loving it. The defense, the aggressiveness, the athleticism, the game just looks way better when you have that level of competition. I don't see Luka. Luka's done, man. His best years are behind him. And those that know. You know? So they're just going to utilize his name to try to sell, make money. But ultimately, nah, man. He's had his opportunity and that window is gone. And that was when he went to the finals with Kyrie. That was it. Just like Giannis had his opportunity, he took advantage of it and he never been back since. And they were claiming him to be the best player in the entire league, man. So we've seen this story, man.
And he can't even win a playoff series
He can't even win a fucking playoff series, bro.
in the East.
In the East, and he was considered the best player in the league. Same thing with Jokic. Same story, bro. And Luka hasn't even won a championship. So what makes me think he's gonna even win a championship? No, man. His window is gone, bro. His time was when he went to the finals against the Celtics. That was his one and only opportunity.
You know what's funny? So I seen a clip 444 of Mikal Bridges. He did an Instagram live, and he said when he got traded to Brooklyn, Chris Paul sent him a helmet, and he said them niggas over there in the East play football. So I just think it's funny how people always say, oh, well, the only reason, LeBron got to all these finals is because he was in the East. But according to, Chris Paul, the East is extremely physical compared to the West. So I thought that was interesting. Shout out to Aries Roman, though, with the $2 super chat.
Running from me. Running from me.
LeBron fans.
He said, would you trade Luka to San Antonio for Harper? Yeah, I definitely would. I think Harper... See, the thing with Harper is you're going to have a future. He's only 20. Like I said, Luka's a single mother with 2 kids. It's like, I'll smash, but would I want a long-term future with a single mother with 2 kids? No, I'm probably going to be good on that. So... it might sound crazy to some, but to me, yeah, I would do it because, like I said, there's room to grow. There's room to, build with Harper. Luka's 30, so yeah, I would do it. The only thing is you are trading him to a contender, so I probably wouldn't do it from that angle, just because I wouldn't want to send him to another contender to make it even tougher for me to win. But hypothetically, like if you're just asking me like on the surface, would I do it? Yeah, I would do it.
Another thing, though, is that the issue, too, is that Luka can potentially win a championship if he is not a number 1 option.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's all, man. The thing is, Luka's like a Kyrie in a way. Meaning, great player. Kyrie's great player, great scorer. But you ain't winning no championship, dude. You ain't leading no team. You need to be a piece on a team. You need to be behind a leader. But you being masqueraded as a leader, no. Luka will not win as a leader. Luka will win as a second, third, or fourth option on a championship team. I could see him winning a championship that way. It happens in history, You got guys that win championships, but really weren't the ones really that impactful. They did what they were supposed to do when they were needed, like a Shamit on New York, or like a Josh Hart,
or like a KD on the Warriors,
or like a KD on the Warriors. Yeah. There you go. That is Luka. That's Luka, bro.
Like I said, if you were to trade him to the Spurs, like he could put them over the top, like KD did the Warriors, but he's not the reason why they're in that position.
Correct.
So yeah, shout out to GD.
Go ahead.
Yeah, shout out to GD with the $2 super chat.
Running from me. Running from me.
LeBron fans.
LeBron fans are in the building, folks. We got GD. He said Luka is not Showtime material. Never was. Exactly. We got an update 444 from the Bucks. It says the Bucks have set an unrealistic asking price for Giannis. The Bucks naturally want as much as they can if they're parting ways with the face of their franchise. So what constitutes unrealistic? Sources say Milwaukee has been asking teams for returns that would leave any club acquiring Giannis too barren to contend for a title, which is the precise opportunity Giannis is known to be seeking if he's going to finally leave Milwaukee after 13 years and commit to a long-term contract extension with a new team. So basically, they're not impressed with the offers that they're getting for Giannis. So let me ask you this, 444. What makes Laker fans think they can sign Reeves to a new deal and then trade him later?
I think that's smokescreen. I think that's a way for them to actually keep Reeves because they know nobody's gonna want him. So they're speaking the language that's gonna give people hope. Oh yeah, so we'll sign, we'll sign and then we'll trade him. No, you're a freaking lie. You're saying that because you think that's gonna keep people kind of cool, but in reality, nobody wants him. You're not trading him. Who wants him?
Right.
I mean, nobody wants him now. So I guess when you sign him, people are gonna magically want him.
Right. Nobody wants him at $15 million, but they're gonna want him at $35 or $40 million.
They just lie. They're just liars. They're just liars, bro. But yeah, that's the new play. That's the new play. Yeah, we'll sign and then we'll trade him. Yeah, okay. We'll be waiting for that trade to happen.
Yeah.
It'll never happen.
Right.
Then I'm hearing he's talking. I mean, I don't know how true this is that Reeves wants to stay in LA and that he's willing to, take a little less in order to stay in LA. I don't know how true that is though.
Well, I mean, yeah, if he's eligible for 240, yeah, I'll take a little bit less. Give me, 190 or something. Like, no, you're not even worth that.
Not at all.
That's why the conversation is hilarious to me. It's like, I don't care what you pay him. You can pay him 2 years, 60, or you can give him the full max. It wouldn't matter. You're never going to win no matter what number he is. That's why I don't even understand.
You on mute? Think you're on mute.
Yeah, I was going to say, like I said, I don't even understand the conversation.
Yeah, it's just Reeves fatigue, man.
So, yeah. You said if Reeves was on the team, he'd be out the league in 2 years. He said the Hawks wouldn't trade AR for Nickeil Alexander-Walker. So yeah, man. You said Fox made a lot of errors. That's why the Knicks won the series, but Spurs will be back and Wemby will be back, so Lakers need Kai Soto to stop them. I don't know who Kai Soto is.
Kai Soto. Who's that?
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Is that a Star Wars reference? Kai Soto, that's funny.
Oh, I guess he's a Chinese dude or something. I don't know. He's trolling. So yeah. But yeah, 444. Like I said, man. That's really all I got on this particular one. But yeah, I definitely think the Lakers are on the clock, and it's going to be interesting to see what happened. We got 11 days. 11 days till
they said they don't want to give LeBron the max.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
So,
we'll see. Because I don't know what else is out there. So, I mean, if you're telling me, if I'm LeBron and you're like, okay, I don't want to give you the max because I'm going to sign, somebody else and give them the money, like, somebody young. And because I mean, at a certain point, it's like, okay, LeBron is 41. So I'm pretty sure he's reasonable, right? Like, if you're telling me, we're going to go sign Walker Kessler, for example, we're going to throw him a deal.
They're talking about bringing Anthony Davis back. They're talking about maybe bringing Anthony Davis back to please LeBron. And they say that LeBron would potentially take a pay cut depending on some, depending on somebody that he kind of likes and so on and so forth. I don't know how true that is though, but that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, Kendrick Perkins alluded to it. I don't know. I don't know about that. The money. I don't know how the money would work with that, but yeah, like I said, if I'm LeBron, I mean, depending on who you get, it looks like they're gonna have to give him as much money as they probably can, because I just don't see who they're gonna be able to get that's gonna really make a difference anyway. So,
agreed.
Yeah. So yeah, 444. Good call, man. Appreciate you.
Good call. Catch you on the next one.
All right, bro. Peace. All right, folks. That's really all I got, man, on this one. Yeah, Luka's leaving, folks. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. I'm out, man. Peace.
Running from me. Running from me.